Okay, so let's continue. I'll do a quick review of two slides taken from the oil aquarium. I call it oil aquarium, even though it's not really aquarium. It's just, like a big cookie jar, not filled to the brim. This one, the brown one. I didn't take a sample from it for like 6 weeks now, so it's quite old and quite big. There is a lot of material inside it. It's like so if we're going to find neos in it, and we will. I mean, I've already like that, took a quick glimpse of the slide, and yeah, I mean there are a ton of neos there. So I mean, yes. So it means that we have another very big container. I mean, it's not filled to the brim. It's filled like until something like that, but it's a big one. I mean, you see, it's like I don't know how many liters, but it's not. I mean, well, maybe we still have the label. No, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. It's filled not to. I mean, only half full. Unfortunately, it's listed in gram because it contains cookies, not liters. But it's quite big. I mean, it's. I guess there is like a liter in here. At least, I mean, yeah, something like a liter, which is very good. My assumption was that it will be better for the preservation of neos because it's more oily than the aquariums, the water from the aquarium. But on the other hand, it contains much less life. Actually, almost no life. I mean, now I almost cannot find the life at all. Even though, I mean, we've seen life, in the past when I opened it, during the 6 weeks, and even a couple of days ago, I don't know where, and now it looks like, a lot of dead, creatures, I don't know, unidentified big creatures, lying on top. I don't know, there was some kind of extinction over there, but luckily not of the neos, but maybe of, some synthetic life. And my assumption is that what I've seen was actually synthetic life forms because of the way that they grew, and they didn't look like exactly like biological ones, and also it's really not it's even less conductive to life than the water from the aquarium, like the water aquarium. So I will already say now that the bottom line for my analysis is that this is a great aquarium and I should keep it like that, but I need to feed them because they are not fed. They don't have food, and their food is, of course, living creatures or synthetic living creatures, but anyway, robots. So I need, again, it's the same, actually, almost the same conclusion like the one that I had just now of the water aquariums, that they are preserved in this medium, but they need, if you want them to actually go bigger and multiply, they need food, and food is germs, and not necessarily biological ones, perhaps even better the synthetic ones. And I need to think how to actually prepare. Of course, if you only need patience. Actually, it's not that difficult at all. But maybe there are ways to actually, quicken the process. But let's think about it later, maybe even later today, how to create a good mixture of either biological microbes or which is very dense, or synthetic microbes which can also be very great. And also maybe I will feed those guys with actually even larger stuff, like worms, actually, maybe even synthetic worms, but we need to actually prepare, create a lot of worms. So this is another point, action item, as they say, from this microscopy weekend, that I need to create much more worms. I've shown you how it's done, but you didn't see live one. But so now we will actually see living ones. Not now, but when it's done, and it shouldn't be very difficult. But I want even more than that. I want really a huge amount of worms. So I'll dedicate some efforts. Of course, I need motivation, I need energy. But if I can master the energy or marshal the required energy, motivation, I will actually create a biome, or terrarium, vivarium of synthetic worms. It will be cool, for me, or frightening, I don't know, from your perspective to see, I mean, also like living synthetic stuff, like non-microscopic living synthetic stuff, but it will also be, I mean, I will also try to feed those guys to the Neros. They are quite big. I mean, it's quite a big prey, but let's see if they can handle it. If they can handle it, it will be great because, I mean, it's each worm is, I mean, equivalent like to like many microbes, of course, and I already know how to create these worms. Just I need to do it like in greater scale. So I mean that's the conclusion. Let's I mean take a look at those two slides very quickly. This 64 magnification, we already see Neros. This is the end, I mean, one side of the slide. This is actually what you see. The brown stuff is a paint oil, which is abundant in this mixture. So nice, we see Neros. This is a fat one. Let's zoom in. Okay, very nice. More fat ones. So this is very interesting, and it's actually something that I've seen several times in this on this slide, and I don't know what I'm actually. Maybe you can like comment on what we actually see. I'll zoom out. This was 160. Let's get back to 64 magnification. And this pattern was actually, I mean, I've noticed it several times on this slide. I already, viewed the slide like before I started the video. So here we see Neros, of course, very nice one, certainly living one and well developed. And what is this? I mean, this Triforce, I really don't know. Has anyone else got like a suggestion? It's really interesting. You hear, I mean, the coughing sounds of the monkeys in this apartment. This looks like a life form, of course. More Neros. So we have a little bit of life forms. That's good because otherwise they would have been starved. But this, I mean, it's really important that I will feed them with something. You see, another, and I haven't seen this before actually, and I never I don't remember seeing this triangular shape inside, like something that looked like a microbe. I mean, is it something biological? I don't think so. I mean, why is it shaped like, I mean, it's inside the microbe? Can anyone like shed light on this phenomenon? Okay, nice life form. Like healthy, very healthy Neros. More Neros, thin ones, fat ones, thin ones. What's the deal, by the way, speaking about fat ones, like of the Titans with like fat men? Like, what's the like? It's something that like all of them like they prefer this. I mean, or it's like like a fashion. Like I mean, like a something that is like changed like with the times, or like what's I mean, just out of curiosity. I mean, because I mean it's something that is different than like other women, as you know. I mean, not all women, but I mean in general. I mean, you know, it's not the common like male, you know, like preference of females or Homo sapiens, at least. So it's interesting to ask. I mean, if it's something that characterizes all of them, like, or just a part, and is it like a permanent issue, or maybe just, I mean, like a fashion, or like I don't know, you know that I mean because there are fashions like even in attraction, as you know, like I mean there was the you know presumably in the 60s there was like I mean the I don't know what's her name, Twiggy, and I mean and like in the 2000s there was like the big butt you know fashion. So is it like that or is it something permanent? So okay, so we see many neos and it's very great. It's great and all, but we need much more life for in order for them to grow. So, and I like that's what we will do. And we need to understand what is this triangular shape because it's really amazing and I have never seen it. And it's actually seen it's we can see it a couple of times here. Like it's repeating in this slide, like the triangular shape. This is a life form, yes. Okay, more neros, all sort of all kinds, like very nice, very nice. So yeah, I mean definitely they prefer oil, I would say. Maybe they just like I mean metallic motors. I mean, but this belongs to the lecture like on the issue of the material that I'll hopefully later I'll actually hold at last. But yeah, maybe they're like like engines that I mean made out of metal that just they need to be stay in metal, not in water or things that have too much oxygen. These are very nice neros. So yeah, we have a ton of them. It's very like I'm very really happy because, as I said, it's a big like jar with that can be used like for many wow for many like experiments, and maybe we'll try to produce rings with this stuff. We will see. We need to see. Although I note to myself, I want to, I should create one container, maybe not very big one, but one container that is a mixture of this material and the material from the water aquarium, to see how do they behave together. I mean, maybe they are different. Maybe they are like different nations. Maybe have or maybe they will have synergies. So it's really, I mean, it's interesting to actually to do it, and it's very simple. I mean, just take like a bit from here and mix it, and put it like in a jar. Okay, very nice, but we are not done because we have another and like sample from the same aquarium. This one I haven't actually watched it yet, so we will do it for the first time with you. And this is a more thick mix sample. Like maybe it will be actually difficult to actually observe it with backlight microscopy. You see it's thick. This is mostly paint oil, I mean the brown material. I hope we will be able to see something even like, even though I mean it's so, I mean the paint oil is thick and maybe it will block light. So let's take a look together. It's my first time watching this sample. Again, from the oil aquarium, the same cookie jar that you've just seen. Interesting. Definitely interesting. So we have many neos and not much life forms. Not at all. Yeah, so they certainly need feeding if we want them to actually continue their development. It should be said again, they certainly had like, I mean, you can ask, I mean, how do you know that they fed on like life form, whether they were like biological or synthetic? But again, there was ton of like mold, I mean, on this like on this like jar. I mean, since at least like 3 or 4 weeks ago and until just last couple of days. I don't know why the old mold just evaporated like in a matter of days. I don't know. Is it? And I'll ask again. Is it something like known that, I mean, mold just, I mean, when you open the jar, the mold that is inside just evaporate very quickly, even though it didn't left it open, but maybe just of the exposure to oxygen, like all of it evaporated, because now there is no mold at all, but you just see all sorts of like dead bodies on like of disgusting things on top, like on like floating on top, but no mold colonies. But I mean, the obvious, I mean, existed, I mean, presence of mold colonies assured me that these Neros, I mean, had like a hefty amount of germs to actually eat. I mean, during the last at least during the last 4 weeks, I would say, after they developed. So again, I mean, yeah, we see a ton of Neros, and I mean, the brown material is does not allow us to see too much, but I mean, when it's like thin enough, we see again ton of Neros and almost no life. This is a nice life form. Almost no life form. So yeah, again, the same conclusion. We need to create more containers with all sorts of mixtures to see what like survives best. But also, we need to actually feed all of them, like all the containers, with a mixture of both like biological mold colonies or like microcolonies, and also synthetic microcolonies, and perhaps even like worms, which can be a huge meal. Just speaking about worms, and we see a very big life form. No, it's not. It's just a serotype. Sorry, I'm like, but it looks like just like that, right? It really looks like a life form, but it's not. It's a serotype. Am I right? Yes, it's a serotype. Weird. It really looks like a life form, but no. Just the end of the slide. Okay, so let's upload this video, and next we have we will do the alien aquarium, which is like is a new aquarium which is made of all sorts of like of both like water from the water aquarium and also all sorts of like industrial material, and also we will take a look at the Nutella jar, and we'll do it in the next video.